Bringing people and communities together on seclosounds.org.
Your listening station.
Good evening and welcome to the MooCamp Radio Show here on Seclo Sounds, the MK Dons radio show that does for the MK Dons what polio did for Ian Dury. We're not what anyone would have really wanted, but without us, things would be a little too conventional. We're going to kick off the show this evening by saying that this is X-Ray Spex.
Some people think little girls should be seen and not heard, but I think, oh, bondage! Up yours! 1, 2, 3, 4.
What a great way to start a radio show. That's X-Ray Spex, the delightful polystyrene, and good evening and welcome to the MooCamp Radio Show here on Seclo Sounds. The show that this week was described by none other than Bristol City manager Steve Cottrell as more threatening than the MK Dons forward line, more penetrating than the MK Dons midfield, and more generous than the MK Dons defence. Thanks for that, Steve, although we're not sure about the last one. I'm Brando, the man of whom it was said this week that he manages to get in just about every away photo on the OS, and in each one manages to be putting a stupid face. At least he keeps his clothes on though. So hi! I'm delighted to have with me the man who's been banned from music duties after last week's cult muse unpleasantness, even though I still to this day don't understand what happened, although we think we now actually might understand it, but you don't really care about that. I don't believe it really could be his fault, so say hi, modders.
What is a meta tag? Good evening.
Indeed. Oh, I should have put that on loop, shouldn't I? Just bear with me a second, let's just have a little bit more music going on in the background. Dum-ty-tum-ty-tum, there we go. Yes, and Albie. Albie's... hang on a second. Albie's ditched us. He's claiming a rehearsal or something like that. We don't know if that's true or whether he's seeing another station or anything like that, but he's not here. But I'm delighted to say that we have with us the man who brings the radiance of the sun into the studio every time he joins us. Mr. Jers, please say hello.
Good evening. I'm back once again with my infectious personality.
It's very true.
A little bit like Ebola, but there you go.
Yeah. That used to be big in the 70s. Whatever happened to Ebola? You don't hear anything about that these days.
Nowadays.
Okay. Well, just like the Bristol City stewards, when you turned up at the turnstile without a ticket, expecting to be able to pay on the day, what you think is important to us. So, modders, can you please tell the boys and girls how they get in touch with us, please?
I can. You can contact us by getting back into a match and then conceding almost immediately, by throwing a party to celebrate something called rugby, or by taking a friend along to it for £20. Alternatively, you can use more conventional methods. You can contact us on Facebook, and we're at facebook.com/the MooCamp. You can tweet us. We are at the MooCamp, but we're using the hashtag the MooCamp during the show. You can email us at radio@moocamp.com. You can text 80085, but remember to start your message with no beer and no TV, make Homer very mad, or else it won't reach us. Or you can text direct to the studio on 07848 930 396.
Right, what's coming up this week? In the first lightly salted portion of the show, we'll have the burning question of the week. We can see if you can work out where this week's Roundabout is. There'll be some of your texts, and we'll have a chat about the game that was indeed Bristol City away.
This just in. Carl Robinson came across as more than a little defensive today as he jumped to the defence of the way that his central defenders defended during Saturday's match against Bristol City. Speaking to a packed stadium MK ballroom, Robbo explained that while some of the defending displayed by our defenders when forced to defend couldn't really be defended, he felt it appropriate to defend his defenders even if that came across as a little defensive. More on this once we've worked out what the word of the week is.
It's time for the question of the week.
And the question of the week this week is, what has been your favourite Dons away match ever, and why? And as you can guess, responses have been flooding in, of course. And
flooding?
Yeah, trickling, should we say.
Oh no, we've had loads.
And here's some of the rather less idiotic ones. Jeff from Selhurst Park says, what an away match. Tom Lay says, I'm actually going to say Sunderland away last year. We didn't take, I take it that's going to be many, but the noise our fans made was amazing.
Maybe did. We didn't take any
No,
money.
we didn't take any money.
Like of a tight bloke, quite honestly.
Sounds like the sort of person who wouldn't buy around. So,
No,
yeah,
it
that
does,
sounds
yeah,
right. Tom, if that is you, then please let us know. If it's not, then defend yourself. Stand up for yourself, man, for goodness sake.
Franco Volpe says, I've contributed every week and yet I've never heard you include my replies.
That's because we don't like you, mate.
It's because he doesn't listen.
It's because he actually doesn't listen to the show.
Oh,
He
well.
contributes and then doesn't listen and then complains that he
why
hasn't heard himself.
Why break the habit of a lifetime?
Yeah.
Oh, nice one here from Carl. Carl from MK1 says, that one where we didn't concede lots of goals, there must have been one, surely, at some stage. And Franco Volpe again says, Walsall away, seeing as you've asked me nicely. The day I met Brando. Isn't that lovely?
What a great name for a film.
It really was.
The day I met Brando.
Anyway, we'll have more of your responses coming up later in the show.
Let's just quickly go around at us. What about yours? What's your favourite away ever?
QPR.
QPR, okay.
Both.
The four...
Both.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. We had the win and we had the free bar, so perfect.
That's true. Yeah, free bar was the was it? It was a draw, wasn't it?
The draw, yeah.
That we then brought them back to our place and didn't.
Yeah.
Mr. Jers?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest. I'd have to think about that. I've been to so many. Not being ironic, I genuinely
No,
have.
yeah, I know.
I've just not been for ages. I don't know, to be quite honest. Difficult to say.
Stockport 08 is probably top of my list.
That's probably
one
bottom
thing
of mine.
One thing I can say, hand on heart, I'm really happy no one said Wembley.
Not yet. We've
Not
got more
yet,
things
I
coming
know.
up later in the show. You never know. Now, that Stockport match where we got promotion was...
Dancing in the streets.
Dancing in the streets.
Or spending the night in the Stockport Hospital in Mar.
Oh, God, that's right. Yes, you didn't have a good day, did you?
I didn't have the best of days, and I've had better.
I'm
saying that.
The thing, I mean...
It's a comfy bed.
Well, I can't argue with that.
TV right beside it. Only went boop, 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 boop. I couldn't make head nor tail what was coming on. I'll say QPR the second time.
Yeah.
That was pretty exciting.
I'm sticking with Stockport, and it was a couple of reasons. One just because it was... I mean, we got promoted that day, and that was rather stunning. The other piece about it was, I don't know if anyone else was on the coach, but on the coach on the way back, we'd barely left the ground. and there was this guy in a car next to us who was just gesticulating wildly at us, and then ran into the back of someone, just right by the side, just as the traffic stopped as well. So we had to get out and deal with it with all of us, essentially gesticulating back. It was great. It's really good fun. Okay, yeah. So look, we will have other things coming on from people in terms of what they think is their favourite matches and stuff like that. But if you haven't got in touch with us yet, get in touch with us and let us know while we think about doing this.
Roundabout of the week. It's the MooCamp, it's the MooCamp Roundabout of the week.
Now, as you know, each week on the MooCamp Radio Show, I go out to see what's happening at one of the 3,426 roundabouts in Milton Keynes, and I pick one completely at random to describe to you in all its splendour. Although I always say that this week's roundabout is going to be special, I believe this week's one really is. As a roundabout, it's nothing really to look at. It differs from most, though, by having 5 exits, and is currently going through a rather major redevelopment. However, what stands this roundabout out from, hopefully, most of the others in our fair city, is the 40-foot white, green and red articulated Eddie Stobart unit that sat atop it at 2 p.m. last Sunday. I should say other hauliers are available at this point. Unfortunately, this one hasn't yet been given a national roundabout locator number, so I can't help you internet searchers. But if you're where I was this weekend, this one's going to be a cinch. So, whereabouts is this week's Roundabout of the Week?
Couldn't have written the music better.
No.
Couldn't have scripted that better. Not that I'm excited or happy about that. But yes, please get in touch. It's really strange because we're starting to get more and more people actually joining in with Roundabout of the Week, which, to be honest, I don't think we ever expected. So, please give us a shout and let us know what you think. And as people get in touch with the show, we've got texts and things flying in, so
We have Shona from Bletchley texts in to say that she's considering calling the Samaritans. Paul from MK1 says, my hands were full of healing, but you've dropped me this week. P.S. I still want my fee. Tony from MK1's assistant asks, same time next September the 30th. Cheryl from Oxley Park texts, are you coming to bed yet? And Graham from Bletchley says, all I need is the code.
Thank you very much. We've got a couple of other, just looking at Twitter at the moment, there's a few other things that have come in since the start of the show. Diane has said, may have to listen, as if I see any more tasty food, I think I may pop. We also have a text, it's first mention of the evening for Lieutenant Dan. I know he doesn't come on the show anymore, but we don't seem to talk about much else. But he's just saying, can you mention the fact that he starts work on the building site behind the boycott end in the morning, and has put a note to say this is actually true.
Would pay to see that guy on a building site. I really would.
It's a new. He's taken this as a new career. He's moving in that direction, and
Is he jacking in the? Whatever it is he used to do.
The journalism,
the comics,
the media, the creative stuff. He's going to be building with his hands.
God, well done there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the
changes go. That's quite major, isn't it?
Well, it's fairly significant. Unless you think about it in terms of just being around people with their tops off.
Could be. It's
just standard, I suppose. But,
Busman's holiday.
Yeah. That music's a bit loud, isn't it? Let me just drop that down. Okay, well, I'll probably need to press this button now.
Listen to the Styx Radio Show with me, Terry Sullivan, here on Seclo Sounds, every Monday from 10 a.m. with guests from the world of entertainment and sport across hearts, beds and bucks. The Styx Radio Show, online at seclosounds.org.
Excellent one, thank you. We had a match at the weekend, just a few days ago. Let's just put some totally inappropriate but unconnected music that we may end up using for something next week. Hands?
No hand.
No hand.
Hand.
No.
I'm the boy at the moment, I'm doing them all. Right, well, what do we think? I mean, let's just... It was a frustrating afternoon in some ways. It was an absolutely brilliant game of football. I'd go and watch that every week, to be fair. Obviously losing every week would be frustrating, but it was great. It was really good. I'm not going to keep this on. It doesn't sound right, does it?